there, this is Easy English Joy, and welcome to our English conversation practice. And today's video, we're gonna be looking at English Grammar for Beginners, Set 1. So, are you ready to practice with me? Alright? Yes, let's do it. Here are some beginner-level English grammar example sentences covering basic sentence structures and common grammar points. Number 1, simple present tense, general facts or repeated actions. Example, she reads books every day. She reads books every day. I eat lunch at 12 p.m. I eat lunch at 12 p.m. They work in the office from Monday to Friday. They work in the office from Monday to Friday. Number 2, simple past tense, actions completed in the past. Simple past tense, actions completed in the past. He played soccer yesterday. He played soccer yesterday. We visited the museum last weekend. We visited the museum last weekend. She watched a movie last night. She watched a movie last night. Number 3, simple future tense, actions that will happen. Simple future tense, actions that will happen. I will go to the park tomorrow. I will go to the park tomorrow. We will study for the exam next week. We will study for the exam next week. They will meet us at 3 p.m. They will meet us at 3 p.m. Number 4, present continuous tense, actions happening now. Present continuous tense, actions happening now. I am studying English at the moment. I am studying English at the moment. She is eating breakfast right now. She is eating breakfast right now. They are playing video games. They are playing video games. Number 5, past continuous tense, actions happening at a specific time in the past. He was reading a book when I called him. He was reading a book when I called him. They were talking during the class yesterday. They were talking during the class yesterday. We were watching TV at 8 p.m. last night. We were watching TV at 8 p.m. last night. Number 6, subject-verb agreement. Subject-verb agreement. He likes coffee. He likes coffee. Singular subject. Singular subject. They like tea. They like tea. Plural subject. Plural subject. Number 7, pronouns replacing nouns. Pronouns replacing nouns. She is my friend. She is my friend. Subject pronoun. subject, pronoun. This is my pen. This is my pen. Possessive pronoun. Possessive pronoun. I gave him the book. I gave him the book. Object pronoun. Object pronoun. Number 8. Prepositions, time, place, movement. Prepositions, time, place, movement. The book is on the table. The book is on the table. I will meet you at the restaurant. I will meet you at the restaurant. She arrived after the movie. She arrived after the movie. Number 9. Questions. Yes, no questions. Do you like pizza? Do you like pizza? Is she coming to the party? Is she coming to the party? Can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? Number 10. Negative sentences. Negative sentences. I do not like coffee. I do not like coffee. She is not here right now. She is not here right now. They did not go to the event. They did not go to the event. These sentences provide a good starting point for understanding English grammar in a simple way. These sentences provide a good starting point for understanding English grammar in a simple way. So, there you go guys. That's the end of this video about English grammar for beginners set 1. Please follow the set 2, which is the perfect tense. What have you been doing? English for communication. Thanks for watching. Hello there. This is Easy English Joy and welcome to our English conversation practice. On today's video, we're gonna be looking at what have you been doing? The perfect tense. Set 2. English for communication. So, are you ready to practice with me? Alright, yes? So, let's dive in. The present perfect continuous tense, often called the present perfect progressive, which is used to describe actions that began in the past and are still continuing or have recently stopped, with a focus on the activity itself. Number 1, what have you been doing? What have you been doing? I've been reading a great book on history. I've been reading a great book on history. What have you been working on? What have you been working on? She's been studying for her final exams all week. She's been studying for her final exams all week. They've been practicing their dance routine for the competition. They've been practicing their dance routine for the competition. Have you been cooking dinner? Have you been cooking dinner? It smells amazing. It smells amazing. Number 2, other example sentences. We've been trying to call you, but your phone's been off. We've been trying to call you, but your phone's been off. He's been feeling a bit under the weather lately. He's been feeling a bit under the weather lately. I've been thinking about changing jobs. I've been thinking about changing jobs. She has been traveling around Europe for the past month. She has been traveling around Europe for the past month. They've been waiting for the bus for over an hour. They've been waiting for the bus for over an hour. The present perfect continuous tense focuses on the duration or activity that has been happening up to the present moment. The present perfect continuous tense focuses on the duration or activity that has been happening up to the present moment. It is formed with subject plus have or has plus been plus verb ing. Here are more examples of the present perfect continuous tense. What have you been doing? And similar phrases. Here are more examples of the present perfect continuous tense. What have you been doing? And similar phrases. Emphasizing the ongoing nature or recent completion of activities. Emphasizing the ongoing nature or recent completion of activities. Number 3, what have you been doing? What have you been doing? I've been working on a new project at the office. I've been working on a new project at the office. What have you been up to? What have you been up to? You look like you're in a hurry. You look like you're in a hurry. He's been fixing his bike all afternoon. He's been fixing his bike all afternoon. What have you been learning in your online course? What have you been learning in your online course? They've been planning a surprise party for their friend's birthday. They've been planning a surprise party for their friend's birthday. Number 4, more example sentences. We've been discussing the new marketing strategy for hours. We've been discussing the new marketing strategy for hours. She's been practicing her piano piece for the recital next week. She's been practicing her piano piece for the recital next week. I've been feeling really tired lately. I've been feeling really tired lately. They've been living in the city for over 5 years. They've been living in the city for over 5 years. He has been trying to get his laptop fixed since yesterday. He has been trying to get his laptop fixed since yesterday. He's been jogging every morning to stay in shape. He's been jogging every morning to stay in shape. You've been talking about going on vacation for months. You've been talking about going on vacation for months. I've been cleaning the house all day. I've been cleaning the house all day. We've been waiting for the rain to stop so we can go outside. We've been waiting for the rain to stop so we can go outside. I've been watching that series everyone is talking about. I've been watching that series everyone is talking about. She's been looking for a new job in marketing. She's been looking for a new job in marketing. Keynotes. Keynotes. This tense emphasizes duration. Example, for hours, all day, since morning. This tense emphasizes duration. For example, for hours, all day, since morning. Or recent activity that may have just ended. Or recent activity that may have just ended. It's often used to talk about temporary actions or changes that are still ongoing, or actions that were happening recently and have an impact on the present. It's often used to talk about temporary actions or changes that are still ongoing, or actions that were happening recently and have an impact on the present. I hope these examples help clarify the usage. I hope these examples help clarify the usage. So, this video ends here about what have you been doing? The perfect tense set 2, English for communication. Thanks for watching. Hello there. This is Easy English Joy and welcome to our English conversation practice. And today's video we're going to be looking at the present perfect tense. I plus have plus past participle of the verb. Are you ready to practice with me? Alright, yes, let's do it. Here are some example sentences in the present perfect tense. The structure: I or subject followed by have followed by past participle of the verb. I have finished my homework. I have finished my homework. She has visited Paris 3 times. She has visited Paris 3 times. They have eaten all the cookies. They have eaten all the cookies. We have seen that movie before. We have seen that movie before. He has read the book already. He has read the book already. He has learned to play the guitar. He has learned how to play the guitar. I have never been to New York. I have never been to New York. They have lived in this city for 5 years. They have lived in this city for 5 years. She has just left the office. She has just left the office. We have met a lot of new people this week. We have met a lot of new people this week. I have heard that song many times. I have heard that song many times. The present perfect tense is used to describe. The present perfect tense is used to describe actions that happened at an unspecified time. Actions that happened at an unspecified time. Before now. For example, I have finished. Before now. For example, I have finished. Experiences. For example, I have never been. Experiences. For example, I have never been. Actions that have relevance or impact on the present. For example, she has visited Paris. Actions that have relevance or impact on the present. For example, she has visited Paris. Here are more example sentences in the present perfect tense. I have just eaten lunch. I have just eaten lunch. They have already left for the airport. They have already left for the airport. She has worked at this company for 10 years. She has worked at this company for 10 years. We have traveled to several countries. We have traveled to several countries. He has broken his phone again. He has broken his phone again. I have lived in this house since 2010. I have lived in this house since 2010. They have sold their old car. They have sold their old car. We have known each other for a long time. We have known each other for a long time. She has never tried sushi before. She has never tried sushi before. I have recently started a new job. I have recently started a new job. He has learned how to play the guitar. He has learned how to play the guitar. He has learned how to play the guitar. He has cleaned the kitchen. He has cleaned the kitchen. We have been friends for many years. We have been friends for many years. She has just finished her project. She has just finished her project. I have already seen that movie twice. I have already seen that movie twice. These sentences demonstrate how the present perfect tense can be used for various actions that have occurred at an unspecified time, ongoing situations, and experiences. So there you go, guys. That's the end of this video about the present perfect tense. Thanks for watching. Hello there, this is EasyEnglishjoy and welcome to our English conversation practice. In today's video, we shall go over the present progressive to be verbs plus ing. So, are you ready to practice with me? Alright, yes, let's do it. Here are example sentences in the present progressive tense, also called the present continuous tense, which is formed using the be verb am, is, are plus the base verb plus ing. I am reading a book right now. I am reading a book right now. She is cooking dinner at the moment. She is cooking dinner at the moment. You are playing soccer in the park. You are playing soccer in the park. We are studying for the test this afternoon. We are studying for the test this afternoon. He is working on a new project. He is working on a new project. The children are watching TV in the living room. The children are watching TV in the living room. I am writing an email to my friend. I am writing an email to my friend. They are waiting for the bus. They are waiting for the bus. She is walking to school right now. She is walking to school right now. We are having a meeting in the conference room. We are having a meeting in the conference room. He is traveling to London next week. He is traveling to London next week. I am listening to music while I work. I am listening to music while I work. The team is practicing for the match tomorrow. The team is practicing for the match tomorrow. They are building a new house in the neighborhood. They are building a new house in the neighborhood. I am looking for my keys. I am looking for my keys. The present progressive tense is used to describe actions happening right now. For example, I am reading. I am reading. Actions happening around the present time. For example, they are playing soccer. They are playing soccer. Future plans or arrangements. For example, I am traveling to London. I am traveling to London. So this video ends here about the present progressive tense. Thanks for watching. There, this is Easy English Joy and welcome to our English conversation practice. And today's video we shall go over how often do or does subject pronouns. Are you ready to practice with me? Alright, yes? So let's dive in. 100% of the time, 80% of the time, 50% of the time, 20% of the time, 0% of the time. Always, 100% of the time, usually, 80% of the time, sometimes, 50% of the time, hardly ever, 20% of the time, and never, 0% of the time. She always drinks a cup of tea in the morning to start her day. They always go for a walk in the park after dinner. I can always tell when he's upset. I usually wake up at 7 a.m. on weekdays. She usually takes the bus to work, but today she's driving. I sometimes go for a run in the evening if I have time. He sometimes forgets to bring his lunch to work. I hardly ever eat fast food because I prefer cooking at home. She hardly ever watches TV as she is always reading books. I never drink coffee in the evening because it keeps me awake. He has never been to another country, but he hopes to travel soon. Now let's practice. How often does she drink a cup of tea? She always drinks a cup of tea. She usually drinks a cup of tea. She sometimes drinks a cup of tea. She hardly ever drinks a cup of tea. She never drinks a cup of tea. How often do you wake up at 7 a.m. on weekdays? How often do you wake up at 7 a.m. on weekdays? I always wake up at 7 a.m. on weekdays. I usually wake up at 7 a.m. on weekdays. I sometimes wake up at 7 a.m. on weekdays. I hardly ever wake up at 7 a.m. on weekdays. I never wake up at 7 a.m. on weekdays. How often do they go for a walk in the park after dinner? They always go for a walk in the park after dinner. They usually go for a walk in the park after dinner. They sometimes go for a walk in the park after dinner. They hardly ever go for a walk in the park after dinner. They never go for a walk in the park after dinner. How often do you tell when he is upset? I can always tell when he's upset. I can usually tell when he's upset. I can sometimes tell when he's upset. I can hardly ever tell when he's upset. I can never tell when he's upset. How often does he forget to bring his lunch to work? He always forgets to bring his lunch to work. He usually forgets to bring his lunch to work. He sometimes forgets to bring his lunch to work. He hardly ever forgets to bring his lunch to work. He never forgets to bring his lunch to work. How often does she take the bus to work? She always takes the bus to work. She usually takes the bus to work. She sometimes takes the bus to work. She hardly ever takes the bus to work. She never takes the bus to work. How often do you go for a run in the evening? I always go for a run in the evening. I usually go for a run in the evening. I sometimes go for a run in the evening. I hardly ever go for a run in the evening. I never go for a run in the evening. How often do you eat fast food? I always eat fast food. I usually eat fast food. I sometimes eat fast food. I hardly ever eat fast food. I never eat fast food. How often does she watch TV? She always watches TV. She usually watches TV. She sometimes watches TV. She hardly ever watches TV. She never watches TV. How often do you drink coffee in the evening? I always drink coffee in the evening. I usually drink coffee in the evening. I sometimes drink coffee in the evening. I hardly ever drink coffee in the evening. I never drink coffee in the evening. How often does he travel to another country? He always travels to another country. He usually travels to another country. He sometimes travels to another country. He hardly ever travels to another country. He never traveled to another country. So there you go, guys. That's the end of this video about how often, do, or does, subject pronouns. Thanks for watching.